if Ku Klux Klan leaders are Christian, right? If they are Christian and they believe that Jesus Christ is their Lord and Savior and they can't lose their salvation, no matter what atrocities they're committing that goes against the Bible, they may end up in heaven.
Last question. What can Christian leaders do to appeal better to you, or maybe not you, but people, like basically what you were talking about? What can Christian leaders do to be better?
To be fair, some of them are just deeply interwoven in our society. But like just spitballing ideas, probably being able to emphasize that you don't have to already be put together, as I've seen a lot of sermons be based on how you don't have to be put together, but how are you showing that as a church? Like, what does your congregation look like? Is that people who aren't put together? Because in some instances, when you look at the appearance of the church and you look at the aesthetic of some of the churches, it's like, these guys know what they're doing. They know their stuff. How can I fit into this? This is not necessarily something I identify with, because it basically boils down to that. How can the church be identifiable to new believers or people who want to believe? How can we reach to them? How can we get them to understand the message? And without the message essentially tearing them down to the point where they can't come back. To the point, because if you think about it, if a person just gets broken down so much and life is already breaking them down, they're not going to go somewhere where they're going to get broken down again. You know what I mean? Like, being identifiable and then being accepting, I think that'll most likely be the crucial thing to get the stigma to go away, not wipe away, but to improve, show how we improved on blemishes put throughout history, being able to articulate the differences between the actual Christian faith and the church versus those who were masquerading as Christians. Like, it has to, like, when we're teaching, you have to show why history was nothing but either people who were masquerading, screaming they were Christians but weren't, on why, or how they may be Christians, and it goes to, like, using them as an example of how immoral people can still be.
Go to hell.
No, like people who are immoral can still be saved.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, got you.
You know what I mean? Like, you got to flip, like being able to flip it, because perception is everything. And if you can change the perception on what's going on, it alters the results of the people. It alters the results of the general public, right? If I come out and say everybody gonna die and they gonna go to hell, what do you think they're gonna do? Nah, we ain't listening to that. That don't make sense.
There's no hope.
Right. But then when you come out and then you hit them with, there are things that people do that can cause them to go to hell when they die. But there are also things that you can do, or one thing that you can do that can keep you from that, experiencing that. You know what I'm saying? All we're trying to do with our message is to get you to do your own self-reflection.
Everybody has their own truth journey. I've said that so many times, and you got to go through it.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
You don't believe in Jesus, you are a friend to me. You're a friend to this channel, and
you're a friend of the church. And you're a friend of the church. That's key. You are a friend to me, friend of Jesus, this channel, subscribe, and you are a friend of the church. Yes. You know what I'm saying? That's and once that gets put together, 2 and 2 meet, then we will start to see some development and change on not only the perception of Christians, but people who want to be Christian leaders. Because if something gets cool, because now, once folks see that being a Christian is not what it was in history, and then they start to become leaders now, like we talked about the influencers that get pushed by social media, we're going to be pushed by social media. Our message is going to, I'm not going to say be on the forefront, but it's going to be one of the messages that people hear. And it's going to be able to propose self-reflections across many aspects of people and groups, how they can self-reflect. That's all it is. Yeah, that's all it is. One of the ones. He said he gonna be one of the ones.
I'm gonna be one of the ones.
We them boys.
Oh man! Wow. Well, thank you for that, sir. That was some deep stuff, man. I know that blessed a lot of people. Let me know what you think down below. All the topics that we have discussed today, we'd love to dialogue with you down in the comments. Sir, go ahead, give them your social media information. Tell them to follow you. How can they support you? What you got going on? Give it to the people.
Okay, so my Instagram, I have two. I have a personal account, and then I have a hoop account, if you will say. Love of the G is the hoop account, and MaviB 24 is the private account, the personal account. MaviB 24. Love of the G, all lowercase, no spaces. Follow me. But yeah, we trying to make it big.
Facts. Well, that's all I got for you. My name is Zachary Carroll. This is Christian Hood Talk. Y'all be cool. If you haven't subscribed yet,
what is you guys doing? Make sure you like, share, subscribe to my man Z channel for more Christian Hood Talk.
Boom! I like that. I'm sorry. I keep putting you off the channel. Oh, man.